I'm Corey Dotson, head coach mentor in Minneapolis Nation. And the purpose of my speech is to talk about racial words, racial stereotypes, and racial terms in America. We got to do better. We got to do better with our conversations. In our day-to-day conversations, social media, texts, inboxes, we're using racial slurs. When I say racial slurs, I mean like using segregation as a way of saying that we're separated. We have to stop using segregation as a way of saying that we're separated. Freedom. We have to stop saying freedom as a way of saying that we're getting out of a tough situation. Come up with a different word. Stop using freedom. Using racial words towards each other. Racial slurs, racial words, racial negative terms towards each other. These are things that we're doing on a day-to-day basis. Check your dialogue, check your conversations. See if you're using these type of words. You might just be using them by default and just don't know that you're using them. You never know. Racial terms. In sports you have trading and you have the draft. They both look like slavery processes. Processes that took place during the slavery era. And then you have free agency. Free agency looks like the guest program that the immigrants came on when they came over here to America. And you can read about that in this book right here, The Dreams for Grounds. And they'll tell you more about the guest program and programs that the immigrants came on. The free agency looks like that process. And then you got stereotypes. I don't know about y'all, but I know for me, myself, one of my pet peeves is when an individual stereotypes me. I hate when an individual stereotypes me. It just gives me a bad vibe between me and that person. When I say stereotype, I mean like in football, you have the person that's you have a mobile quarterback, and then you have a stay in the pocket quarterback. Your stay in the pocket quarterback more than most likely time is going to be a white quarterback. Your mobile quarterback is going to be more majority of a different ethnic group other than white. And you can find analysts analyzing, talking about this, conversating about it, saying the difference between a mobile quarterback and a pocket quarterback. And it breaks right back down to, and it breaks it down to racism. In basketball, you have the difference. For a black athlete or a person of color, they have to go above and beyond. For a white person, all they have to be able to do is shoot, rebound, play a little bit of defense. That's it. A black person has to go, a person of color has to go above and beyond to prove that they're able to play in a professional NBA. And you can see Steve Kerr, prime example, Golden State head coach. If you Google him or YouTube him, he'll explain his journey. And you look at his journey, and then you look at individuals like Allen Iverson's journey, and it's totally two different journeys. And I guarantee it probably breaks back down to racism and how they got into the NBA. Hockey. Hockey is considered a majority of white sports. But when you look at the black athletes in hockey and the endorsements in hockey, they have way more endorsements. They have way more opportunity or TV opportunity than their white counterpartners. Breaks back down to racism again. And these are issues that we're not talking about. They're like underlying issues that we as America is just accepting and just going about it like this is just everyday things. As I mentioned, I hate being stereotyped. All people of color are not immigrants. I hear that all the time. Every person of color is not an immigrant. Every person of color is not coming from a single family household. They're just not. And every person of color, and it's many people of color that are married. Once again, I hate stereotypes because I've been married for 11 years, and both of my kids are by the same woman. So I'm just not an individual just talking just to be talking. I'm talking because once again my eyes are opening up. I come from my mom's side of the family is a biracial family. My dad's side of the family, they come from the South. So with the way the world is changing, I'm getting a better understanding of racism and the difference that's going on here in America. And I believe that racism is taught within the household. I believe that racism taught between negative experience, social media, YouTube. Racism is taught by a negative experience. And when that person is teaching this to the next individual about racism, and the person that's observing the information then goes and meets and greets other individuals, they have now painted a picture, a negative picture depending on what the story was or whoever taught them about racism. These are things that we have to do better at. And we're not going to be able to do better until we start teaching within our household, our young ones, teaching ourselves. You can do history on YouTube. You can do a lot of reading, which I'm doing right now. You could do a lot of observing, which is it's out there. You could do all those things to improve the racism and issue concerns that we have in America. Now, in conclusion, if we don't have these dialogues about racial wording, racial terms, racial stereotypes, we're going to continue to keep having racial issues in America. Our kids are going to continue to keep growing up in this world full of hate and not love. We're going to continue to keep treating each other by our skin color and not by the personality and the person that we are standing in front of us. Be part of the movement. Be part of the cycle. Let's treat each other as one, as equal. That's my time. I'm Corey Dotson. Please subscribe to my channel as I discuss more issues and concerns that's going on in America. Peace.